Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of the Kickout. I am your host, Johnny Wrestling. We have a lot to dive into today. We have Summerslam weekend coming up, so many different things to talk about. Let's get right into it. Right off the bat, I just want to extend my thoughts and prayers to the family of Terry Hulk Hogan Bollea, who passed away at the age of 71 this past weekend. Very tough day in the wrestling world. Hulk Hogan was just an absolute icon. He was, some would say, the original superstar that started WWE's uprise. It's a very bitter pill to swallow. I know a lot of people loved him as a wrestler. May have not been the best person outside of the ring, but inside of the ring, there's no doubt Hulk Hogan was one of the greatest superstars to ever do it. It was a tough day for wrestling. So I just want to say my thoughts and prayers are with the family of Hulk Hogan. Very sorry for your loss. Hulkamania will live forever. Okay, now I want to move into Seth Rollins' injury. Is he milking this thing or isn't he? My personal opinion, I think Seth's milking it. He's been very vague about describing his injury. We don't even know what the diagnosis is still. And he hasn't really been in a boot. He's just been in a leg brace, I'm pretty sure. Hasn't had any surgery of any kind that we know of. And everybody's been kind of dodging the question. Paul Heyman on Raw that one week kind of dodged it. I just think that Seth Rollins is milking it and it's not that serious. And I truthfully think he's going to cash in on CM Punk this weekend at SummerSlam. I mean, CM Punk versus Gunther, it's kind of obvious. You really think Seth Rollins is going to let that slide and have CM Punk be the world champion and on top of the company? No way. Not a chance. There is the option of him cashing in on the Cody Cena match, which I wouldn't rule that out either because we all saw what happened with Naomi. We all thought she was going to go after Tiffany Stratton, but she ended up cashing in on Io and winning the title. So I wouldn't rule out John Cena or Cody Rhodes getting pinned by Seth Rollins this weekend. My personal opinion, I think he's milking the thing, and I think Seth Rollins is walking out world champion this weekend. I know we're talking about SummerSlam right now, but I'm saving the predictions for the end of the podcast because that's how I want to go out with it for SummerSlam weekend, because after this, I'm going to be doing every single thing this weekend with my friends. I'm going to be there in person, so I won't really be able to make videos or anything, but obviously I'll be filming and putting out some content, hopefully, after the weekend ends. But right now, I want to shift lanes, and I'm going to go into what the WrestleMania card and actually the Royal Rumble winners could have been. If you keep up with the WWE or you have Netflix in general, I'm sure by now you know that they have dropped their Netflix document series of Unreal, where they basically go behind the scenes of every single thing they do, whether it's planning the matches or the creative room or the calls they give the refs to tell the superstars during the matches. Everything is basically revealed. Everything is basically revealed in this. But the card for WrestleMania that we could have gotten was actually insane looking. When I tell you this card was actually insane, I mean it. Like, we still had Cody versus John Cena. That was going to happen regardless. Randy Kevin Owens obviously got canceled because of Kevin Owens getting hurt. That was going to happen. Those are the only two matches that were supposed to happen in general. The rest of the card was totally different. We would have had Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, Punk Gunther for the world title, Drew versus Braun Breaker with Stone Cold as the special guest referee, Rhea Bianca for the world title, Jade Nia for the women's title. Both the US and IC titles were going to be defended in ladder matches. Becky Lynch and Charlotte were supposed to face the Kabuki Warriors for the tag titles. AJ and Logan, I believe, I don't remember if that happened. I don't know. AJ and Logan was supposed to happen. Bad Bunny versus Dom Mysterio. Rey Mysterio with Travis Scott was going to face Chad Gable. And we were supposed to have the Wyatt Six versus the Judgment Day. I mean, why didn't we get this card? I'm still confused as to why we couldn't do this at WrestleMania. Because if I'm being honest here, WrestleMania 41 did not feel like WrestleMania to me. I said it before the show even started because it's weird. I have a thing with the big WrestleMania letters above the stage every year. If that's not on the stage, it just doesn't feel like WrestleMania to me. And that's exactly what they did this year. They didn't have the big letters signs above the stage. And I told my friend, I was like, this does not feel like WrestleMania at all. And honestly, the SummerSlam card this Sunday and this Saturday, whatever it is, feels way more like WrestleMania than WrestleMania. I mean, I can't even explain how much disappointment these fans are probably having after seeing this card that we were supposed to get. And that's going to draw me into the Royal Rumble matches. We were supposed to have different winners. I believe it was... I don't know what episode it is because I haven't watched the show, but I have seen the clips. Chelsea Green was a candidate to win the Royal Rumble as I think a fairy tale type one. But honestly, I wouldn't mind if she did. Basically, they were going to do something that's never been done before. Entrants 28 and 29 were going to double eliminate each other, which would mean number 30 wins the Royal Rumble by default. And that could have been Chelsea Green, which honestly, I would have absolutely loved that for her because I love Chelsea Green. And I'm also meeting her this weekend. So when I get to meet her, I got to tell her, I really wish they picked you to win the Royal Rumble. Because that just would have been so cool. And the same thing goes for the men's one. It was originally between John Cena and CM Punk, the ideal candidates that we thought were going to win. John Cena, his farewell tour, playing back all the throwbacks and the hits with the rivalries and everything. He was supposed to stay face. I wouldn't have minded him staying face and winning the Rumble. The heel turn was still pretty cool, though. Or we could have had Punk win and him main event his first WrestleMania that way against Gunther. Also, I would have loved. But they ultimately decided on Jey Uso to win that Rumble and to tap out Gunther at WrestleMania. It's like a multiverse thing where, what could have been. And it honestly would have been a better outcome, in my opinion. But I'm still happy with how everything's played out for the most part. Would this card have been better? 100%. Would I change anything about WrestleMania? Yes, 100%. But, I'm a firm believer in you get what you get, you don't get upset. I know as cheesy as that sounds, that's true. I honestly think everything happens for a reason, and we're getting a banger card for SummerSlam this weekend, so I really don't see why we need to complain so much about it. It's what we ended up getting, and honestly, SummerSlam is probably going to make up for it. And leading off of, speaking of the John Cena heel turn, it wasn't supposed to be a Cena heel turn. It was supposed to be, the whole I want your soul thing was still supposed to happen. The Rock was still going to ask Cody for his soul. And Cody was going to say no. Still, regardless, he would have said no. But it wasn't going to be John Cena joining The Rock and Travis Scott. The person who was supposed to join them? Kevin Owens. Now, that would have been so cool to watch. The plan was for him to join The Rock and Travis Scott after Cody said no. And he was supposed to beat Cody at Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship. Now, I am such a huge Kevin Owens fan. I would have absolutely loved the storyline, dude. But, unfortunately, injuries do happen, and that's why they ultimately couldn't do it. But, Kevin Owens as a WWE champion would have been so good for the company. He has been working his butt off the last, I don't even know how many years, and he still hasn't gotten a world title opportunity. It was cool to see him with the Winged Eagle belt for so long, too. That made me want to see him as a champion even more. Heck, I wouldn't have minded if he won the Chamber or even the Rumble. But, obviously things happen, injuries do happen, and unfortunately Kevin Owens caught the short end of the stick on that one. But we did still get one of the coolest heel turns that we never thought would happen in John Cena finally doing a heel turn after so many years. I honestly wouldn't change a thing though, because like I said before, everything happens for a reason. But the John Cena heel turn has been pretty solid in my opinion. But as of now, I think it just started getting good, which is why I don't know if he's going to win at SummerSlam or not yet. Which leads me to the question, is John Cena going to turn face again before his retirement tour runs out? We only have 14 dates left, and after this weekend, it's going to be 12. So we're limited on time here. He is set for Clash in Paris, so it really depends on if Cody beats him or if Seth Rollins somehow cashes in. Cody's supposed to go start filming Street Fighter pretty soon. So it's like, does he win still and turn heel, or does Cena still keep it but be a face? I don't know at this point. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm excited to witness it. And if it's John Cena's last match as a WWE champion, I'll be forever grateful that I was there to watch it. If we're being real here, the only way for him to turn back to a face is for him to lose the title on Sunday. No matter what. If it's Cody Rhodes, if it's Seth Rollins, I don't care. I think if they're going to turn him back to a face, then Cena needs to drop the title. Now I'm going to start treading towards the SummerSlam stuff. I'm going to start off with Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. When I tell you they are finally pushing Karrion Kross the way that we wanted for so long, I mean it. This man has been deserving of so many matches, whether it's on TV or on a PLE, and he's getting back-to-back PLE matches, which feels so good to me. The fact that they're finally hearing us and they're giving Kross these opportunities to get in the storylines and just to be on TV and have a presence. I could not be happier with this. I think it was a month or two ago where I was just getting fed up with everything, or everything had boiled over at that point, because I had been wanting him to be on TV more and more for so long. And me and my friend put out videos that one night to start We Want Kross, like the hashtag We Want Kross and hashtag Push Karrion Kross, all that stuff. And he saw it and he started interacting with us. He liked and he commented, and this whole thing just started kicking off, and we've gotten to the point where he's been in matches or out in the actual vicinity of the crowd and not just backstage. The one Raw, everybody was popping for him. There was roaring of We Want Kross, and the movement has just taken off since then, where WWE is seeing all of this and they're hearing us and they're giving him these opportunities finally. The We Want Kross movement is probably one of the coolest things I've been a part of, and I actually meet him this Friday. I cannot wait to see him and, just tell him how much he means to us and how happy we are that he's finally getting what he deserves. So shout out Karrion Kross. Can't wait to meet you on Friday, brother. You deserve everything. Now, the moment we have been waiting for, it's the SummerSlam predictions for this weekend. We have a huge slate of matches. I believe it's 12 matches right now. There could be more added by Friday, but at this point, I don't really see the need to. Night 1 of SummerSlam is not as crazy as Night 2, I would say, because there's only 3 championship matches and 3 regular matches, so they kind of split it down the middle here, which I think is a good start off for the shows. First off, we got Sami versus Karrion Kross. I think it's going to be Karrion Kross. You need to give this man a PLE match win, because he should have won at Night of Champions. I don't see why Sami had to win at all, but I get it, progressive rivalry has to build up through wins and losses. But give me Karrion Kross for that match. Next, we have Jelly Roll versus either Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, or possibly The Miz and Logan Paul. It depends on if Drew can get out of England and back into the States before SummerSlam. So it's either Drew and Logan or The Miz and Logan at this point. Either way, I think Jelly Roll and Randy are going to take the win. Next, we have our first championship match of that night. Roxy and Raquel taking on Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. Give me the Queen and Alexa Bliss winning the tag titles together. I absolutely love this team. I love them paired together. Charlotte has been more of a face lately, to be completely honest, and the fans are loving it. And I just think they need to keep that rolling for a little bit. So, yeah, give me Charlotte and Alexa as your new women's tag team champions. Second championship match of the night, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. I think Tiffany Stratton retains here, but it's going to be due to an interference by a certain someone. Give me Tiffany Stratton winning off of the Bianca heel turn on Jade Cargill. I'm telling you right now, we've been waiting so long for Bianca to turn heel. SummerSlam is the epitome of heel turns, and it's all about betrayal and lies. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. Bianca Belair is going to turn heel on Jade Cargill and cost her the match. I'm telling you right now. And to close off the night, and I'm hoping this is the main event, I got CM Punk defeating Gunther and dethroning the ring general. But a couple minutes later, Punk's prancing around with the title, and then all of a sudden, you just hear, "Burn it down!" Seth Rollins is going to cash in on CM Punk. He is milking this injury. I know he is. Give me CM Punk winning, and then Seth Rollins spoiling the party and cashing in on Punk. Moving on to probably the more stacked night with championship matches at least. Night 2 of SummerSlam. Oh my goodness, is this going to be a show or what? First off, we have a TLC Tag Team Championship match for the first time in a quarter of a century since SummerSlam 2000 with the Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys, and Edge and Christian. So we have a 6-team TLC match for the Tag Team Championships, which is literally double of that SummerSlam 2000 match. But there are so many good teams here, like DIY and the Wyatt Six, the Profits. But I think one of them is just sticking out to me, and they called them up for a reason. Give me Fraxium as your new World Tag Champions. Next, we have probably my favorite rivalry going on in this company right now. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. It's going to be no disqualification, no countouts. This match is going to be pretty cool. I got Lyra winning this title back. It's just, she needs to get this win. She deserves to be a champion right now. Give me Lyra Valkyria winning back the IC title. Big triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Naomi, Rhea, Io. This is going to be an insane match, especially when Io Sky's in a title match like this. It's automatically guaranteed banger. Especially, even just her and Rhea being in the match together. Whenever you put those two together, you saw at Evolution, they put on a show. And now adding Naomi to the mix is only going to make it even crazier. But I love Rhea, I love Io, but give me Naomi walking out with that championship. I just think she is on a roll right now, and they need to keep that momentum going. I love her heel character, the Proceed with Caution, the music, everything. Naomi's going to walk out as champion, 100%. Not just saying this because this is her first title defense, but I just think Naomi is on a great run right now, and they need to keep doing it. Next, we have Dirty Dom taking on the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. I'm meeting both of these guys this weekend, and I'm going with my gut here, and based off of how Raw ended last week with them, I am going to go with Dirty Dom retaining the IC Championship. AJ looked a little too strong this past Monday, and especially pinning Dom right before SummerSlam. I just don't see Dom losing this one at this point. I wanted AJ to win before, but after Monday, I just don't think Dom's going to lose this. And now we have Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa inside of a steel cage for the U.S. Championship. I'm going to go with Solo Sikoa here just because, again, he's just starting his reign, and I think they need more of it. I absolutely love Solo Sikoa. He is so funny without even trying. This guy is one of the funniest characters, and my favorite characters, I should say. in the business right now. I just love everything about what Solo's doing right now. I think he's walking out with that championship, especially with the MFTs by his side. Like, it's not that hard to climb inside of a steel cage. And then to cap off night 2 of SummerSlam, John Cena and Cody Rhodes in a street fight for the undisputed title. This match is probably the most important one of this weekend, I would say, because one, they need to make up for WrestleMania 41, because that whole Travis Scott thing was so stupid to me. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I'm glad they're done with him because it was just pointless bringing him in. This street fight, I think, is going to redeem the match that they had at WrestleMania 41. Just, honestly, it flopped for me. But, there were hints of, good spots and whatnot. But I think Cody Rhodes is going to win the title back. But as a heel. I think Cody Rhodes is going to do whatever it takes to win. I think whether it's him just cheating to win and turning heel, or whether it's the final boss coming out and it seems like he's going to help Cena, but he's not, and Cody Rhodes, with the help of The Rock, wins back the Undisputed Championship, and he reveals that he has sold his soul all along, and this was all part of the plan this entire time. But regardless, I think Cody Rhodes wins back the World Championship, and he turns heel. Now, when they announced it was a 2-night SummerSlam way back when, I knew for a fact that they were going to go all out with this, and I couldn't be more excited to go watch this weekend, especially in the stadium, being there is... If you guys have been to a WWE event in person, you know the atmosphere is totally different than through a TV screen. But SummerSlam this year is probably going to be a pay-per-view of the year candidate at this point. And this is honestly like WrestleMania in my own backyard because I'm from Jersey. And I just think this is the true WrestleMania that we're getting this year. So yeah, we have a lot that we just covered. We have the biggest party of the summer this weekend. First ever 2 nights in MetLife Stadium. I will be there. I'm going to be filming content as much as I can this weekend for you guys. I'll definitely put it out on my other page. I'll probably put the link in the comments or something like that. This is my podcast page. I'm going to try and do at least 1 episode a week if I can. And I'll put my my regular main page in the link below or something like that. But go follow it. It's Real Johnny Wrestling on all platforms, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And yeah, this is gonna cap off the first episode of the Kickout with your boy Johnny Wrestling. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to do more podcasts in the future. I'll catch you guys on the other side of the first 2 nights SummerSlam, where I'm sure we're going to have loads to talk about. So I will see you guys post SummerSlam weekend.